Well, after Jay and Sharon were killed, I went up to Jay's house to get a suit for him to be buried in. I looked around and I found a wire that I had installed. Somebody had cut that wire, because you know how wire looks when you cut it? It's very bright copper. Well, the interesting thing about that wire is if all the lights were off on all the grounds and you cut that wire, all the lights on all the grounds would go on. It would light it up like a Christmas tree. My thoughts on that are between the four people, somebody had some connection to Manson and his family that caused Manson to be looking for one of those four people.
All right, so let's analyze what Paul Greenwald has just said. He feels that out of the four people that were having dinner at Jay Sebring's house, Sharon, Abigail, Jay, and Wojtek Rakowski, somebody knew somebody in the Manson family, and that's why they came around snooping at their house trying to kill them. Now, if you think about this for 1 second, he doesn't really clarify or go on about what he thinks that connection could be. Now, I think we all know what the connection is. Drugs. That's the connection. So if Jay and Wojtek Rakowski, who we feel are the two people, because I don't think Sharon and Abigail had anything to do with anything, but it's definitely Jay and Wojtek Rakowski, mainly Wojtek Rakowski. I can see that Charles Tex Watson would show up to Jay's house. Now, this is where he just gets it confused. He keeps saying, like, Manson shows up, Manson, when really it's just Tex Watson. It's just Tex Watson. So the fact that he's admitting, Paul Greenwald, that they would know anybody in the Manson family, well, what's the connection? The connection probably has to be drugs. And maybe, Tex Watson did show up that night while they were having dinner there a week before the murders, and did cut the wire, and it did light it up like a Christmas tree. He got scooped and he left. Now, Manson or anyone at the ranch wouldn't even know about this. So then, a week later, Manson's like, I need your help. I need some money, or I need this. I need you to, help me do some stuff. And then he's like, yeah, I can help you. I know where to get some money. And then he just goes back to Cielo Drive, back where he got ripped off. So the fact that Paul Greenwald is admitting, or at least thinking, not admitting, but at least thinking, that his friends had to have been connected to the Manson family. What's the connection? The connection has to be drugs. I mean, at least in my opinion. If you have a different opinion, leave it in the comment box below. But it's just interesting to hear this Paul Greenwald say that, this Jay Sebring's best friend. He's like, they had to have known the Manson family. Otherwise, why would they be there? So what's the connection? The connection is drugs.